So at the Author Incubator, we sometimes have authors who are not in this work alone. They usually will have one other person. Sometimes it's a spouse or a partner who will work with them. But our next authors are actually a triumvirate, which is very exciting. I am going to spend the next 5 minutes chatting with them. I know we are almost at the top of the hour. And so if you need to leave us, know you can get the recording. And to learn more about the Author Incubator, go to theauthorincubator.com/apply. If you can hang out with us, you will want to, because the next three people I'm about to introduce you to are revolutionizing an area of business that has long been established, but never quite in this way. If you are an impact-driven coach, an expert, someone who is thinking of starting an expert-based business, this is the interview you have been waiting for. I'm going to introduce you to the leadership team from Avalon Empowerment. They are the authors of Evolved NLP, the Impact-Driven Coach's Guide to Amplified Revenue and Results. And so author number one is Lauria Slynn. Hello, Laura. How are you?
Fantastic. Thank you.
Great to see you. And Ernie Pavan. Hello. And author number three, Kelly Oswin. Hi. How are you? Well, their book, Evolved NLP, takes an area of business you have probably heard of, neuro-linguistic programming, and it flips it inside out on its head and has revolutionized many coaches' businesses. I'm going to have Lauria Slynn tell you a little bit about this book.
Sure. Thanks, Angela. Our book, Evolved NLP. So NLP stands for neuro-linguistic programming. The book teaches how to do NLP in a way that's evolved and progressive. NLP has been used in lots of different areas. If you haven't heard of it, it's kind of like having a user's guide for the brain. So we teach people how to use those tools in their coaching work. We teach them how to use that to help understand themselves, what's going on in their own blocks, as well as those with their clients.
Yeah. A lot of people will say, like, I'm sad, I can't help it, or my boss is just a jerk, there's nothing I can do. And people don't know how to get their brain to do what they want it to do. It feels like your brain decides for you how your day is going to be.
Right. That's how it feels, but it's definitely not true.
Great news. So in Evolved NLP, you can actually help people just on a daily basis, getting along with their spouse better or their kids. But how does it impact business leaders? Because I know you largely use this with businesses that are kind of focused on coaching, transformation, improving people's lives. How does it work there?
Absolutely. Well, there's the side of just business, learning how to connect with other people. I mean, we all have our way of speaking, our way of communicating, our way of dealing with people, but that's not always everybody else's way. So we teach people how to almost read a person, understand their model of the world, where they're coming from. And then when you can enter that and serve somebody from that level, it's so much more meaningful. We have a sales process that really is sales as service. Part of doing Evolved NLP is being in integrity and ethics and knowing when somebody really needs the help and being able to connect with them and communicate that in a way that that they sort of self-select into working with you as a coach, which is so much nicer than ever feeling like, especially in our world with like the seminar industry and people coming to trainings, there's this like push, run to the back of the room, sign up for everything and high pressure sales. And it doesn't work anymore for anybody. So we teach people how to use the tools of neuro-linguistic programming, understand your clients, understand the people you're speaking to so that you can connect with them at that level too.
I love it. Ernie, you've been in this business for a long time. How did this journey start for you? And why is Avalon Empowerment the organization that you're sharing this work through?
Yes, thank you, Angela. I started in this field 20 years ago. I started my business in the world of change and transformation. NLP showed up 10 years later, so ultimately 10 years ago. And that completely took the business to an entirely different level. And the results that we were seeing in clients' lives and also working with organizations, the changes we were seeing there were outstanding. So I started training 10 years ago. And that's when Laura and Kelly entered the trainings, and I was with two extraordinary human beings, and ultimately...
So when you say you started training 10 years ago, what you mean is you were coaching people as individuals on their stuff, right, and then you started coaching people on how to use these tools?
No, I was actually training and certifying people to do what I do. So I became an NLP trainer. I trained Laura and Kelly. And then of course we continued, and we just watched the development of coaches reaching further and further. So working as an individual, I could only do so much, but when I was training so many others to do the same work, the results were exponential.
So Evolved NLP, you've been doing this for a long time. Has it evolved for you personally as well?
It's a constant state of evolvement for all of us as human beings. We're never done. Enlightenment is a wish, and until I get there, I'm going to continue to evolve, and I'm encouraging that with all of our clients.
What do you think, Kelly, is special or different or unique about the way you guys do things at Avalon Empowerment and with this book?
Mm-hmm. I think the biggest thing that we do is we really work towards teaching people how to get to the root of a problem. Mm-hmm. We see so many people people get into the coaching industry because they want to help people. And so as we're working with coaches and they want to get results with their clients, we want them to have the best tools possible so that they can get results quickly and most effectively with the people that they're working with. And we believe that kind of trickle-down effect is what's going to change the world.
Yeah, it's so powerful. Well, Alyssa from Boston, Massachusetts asked, how did you continue writing your book when life and work got in the way? First of all, having co-authors makes that challenging. You're also a mom. I've met your family. There's no shortage of excitement there. And running a very busy business. So did you use any specific strategies to hit your deadlines?
Yeah, absolutely. And I think a wise woman just might have said, life will just keep on lifing. Yes. So I think the most important thing to remember is that the timing will never be right. If you're going to do something important in your life, it is actually like neurologically impossible for things to always line up, because we're really wired as human beings to stay in that like comfort zone and to survive. So we knew this, and when we decided to write this book, inspiration hit to write the book. We had a great conversation. The timing was terrible. Like it really couldn't have been worse between what each of us had going on personally, as well as how much we had going on in the business. It was the busiest time of year, but the process with the author incubator, as well as lots of coffee and amazing editors, really made it possible. I think that the way that you break down the steps inside of this program meant that we could just schedule 3 days and say, that's it, like no phone calls, no toddlers.
And you guys pushed it to the wire. Like those were 3 days right before that book was due. You made me sweat a little.
We pushed it to the wire. We definitely did. But that was the only time that we could. And we knew that, and because we had every chapter outlined, we knew exactly what we had. This little spreadsheet set up that said, Kelly's gonna write this part, Laura this part, Ernie this part, and we just highlighted it was in Google Docs, so it was a live document, highlighted it along the way, but that was all a process. That was, that's your process through like our outlines and our summaries. So it's impossible to, we can't use the I have writer's block or I'm not sure what to say, because it was there. It was, this is what you're talking about.
No talk.
Many words, just do it. And we just sat down and did it. And thank God we did, because we're really happy with what came out.
That's so awesome. And I know how many businesses this is going to change, not just from people who read the book, but people who read the book and find out how to train with you, how to work with you guys, how to take it to the next level, not just absorbing those ideas, but putting them into practice in their own impact-driven businesses. So I want to show people your book. It's a beautiful cover. There it is. Evolved NLP, the Impact-Driven Coach's Guide to Amplified Revenue and Results by the Avalon Empowerment Team. If you are a business owner, for sure, get a copy of this book. And I told you it would be 5 minutes. It was 8, but it was well worth it. I am so grateful that these authors and all the authors that you've met were here today and that you joined us in helping them celebrate the release of their book. Writing a book is a big deal, and there will always be reasons not to get your book done. The way you get it out of your head and onto the page, whether it's with a Google Doc or a Word document or notepad on your phone, one way or another, you've got to commit to doing the work. All of the authors that you've met have done that. So we're not looking for a big social media following. We're not looking for the very best writers. We have amazing editors who can take care of that. We need people like Kelly and Ernie and Laura who are committed. They are on a mission to permanently change people's lives and who are not willing to let anything stop them from making the difference they were born to make. So if that sounds like you and you are now inspired enough to get your message out of your head and onto the page into a book that serves thousands of readers, go to theauthorincubator.com/apply or click the link on this page to get started. Get all of the books before you go. Share them because they are free. They will only be free for a very limited time window. So right now, today is the day to get those books and share them. That is all we have for you today from the Author Incubator. We are so grateful from the bottom of our hearts from each of you. Thank you for being a part of our movement here at the Author Incubator to change the world one book at a time.